Welcome to Rhythm and Roads Las Vegas. I'm your host, Joshua Jacob. On today's show, we have drummer and percussionist of Las Vegas, Marshawn Fondren. Welcome to the show.
Man, I appreciate you having me, man. Thank you.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank
man.
you.
No, you're welcome, and thanks for accepting my invitation. Definitely, you already shared with me a bit of your testimony, which was wow, a lot, like very impactful. Just to see what God has done in your life.
Yes, sir.
But let's go ahead and start with that. Just a brief of your testimony, and we can move forward.
Well, so actually, I'm not, and I can't remember if I told you this already, but April 25th of this year was the year anniversary of me getting back to gigging professionally. My first gig back
Oh,
after a really, really big hiatus was uh, uh April 25th of 2025 was my first gig back after years of a hiatus. I was going through health issues. I was going through a lot of things that took me out of the game for a minute. And so, um, you know, through that, I got a lot closer to God. I got a lot. I started realizing my dependence on Him for going forward in life. It wasn't about what I think I should do or how I'm supposed to do things. I started thinking a lot more of, well, what does he want me to do kind of
mm,
thing.
wow.
And so the more, I got more in tune with that. And then my health issues started clearing up. I started getting stronger, started feeling better. So it was really kind of up to me, I guess, when I started feeling more comfortable getting back to gigging because I wanted to make sure we didn't have any other problems. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to be a liability for anyone or anything like that. So credit to Jesus, man. That's why I'm here.
Man, yeah, and that's the thing. It's that struggle itself. I'm glad that you didn't give up completely. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because I mean, once you start losing yourself of what you love doing and you're not doing it, even especially for that long period of time, I mean, you start to really lose yourself. You start to,
Hmm.
lose who you are. You start to give up on hope a bit, So, thanks for sharing that, and I'm glad you're still here and doing what, God opened up doors right after that for you, man, just to give you a lot of opportunity.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yes, it was some hard times, and there was a lot of things that were challenging, a lot.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Anxiety, depression,
Yeah.
fear, all those things, but I
Oh,
got through
dude.
all those things. So thank you for saying that. I
Well, you're,
appreciate
oh
that.
yeah, dude. I mean, also in this month is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's of May, so I'm definitely big on that to, make sure those that are out there in the entertainment, whatever field of genre of work, just take care of yourself, get that help. You only have one life. You're blessed to be even alive today to see this interview.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but
Yes,
dude,
sir.
yeah, I can imagine just the struggle of pain and the certain thoughts you went through. And oh man, I mean, I went through my own counseling sessions when I lost my mother almost 5 years ago to cancer, and I mean, I
Wow.
went through depression, I went through certain things, but I mean, thankfully, I encourage those to get counseling. Did you ever get counseling or
I
any?
did.
Yeah,
As I did. I encouraged people to get counseling where it really hurts because
yeah,
like when I was growing up, I'm 31, and I just know in my generation, and I think that's just been what it is and still is the same thing, is where people think if you got to go get counseling, then you're crazy, or there's something wrong with you, or there's or whatever the case may be. People like kind of, or at least there is a side that frowns upon it. Now, I feel like in today's age, it's much more widely accepted, which is good. But, it's one of those things where people put off because people don't realize they need it. It's kind of like when you finally, if you've been busy for a whole 2 months, you've been going crazy, and you finally get a couple days off. It's not till then that you realize, like, man, I really needed this. I really needed to sit back and just kind of realize what's going on. That's what happens in counseling,
yeah,
is they start to show you, like, okay, you shouldn't be thinking like this, and they really start to zone in on what's actually troubling you mentally,
The
so that
root
way
of
you
it. Yeah, the
first,
root.
yeah, the actual root of the
The root of
problem.
it. Yeah.
So I 100% encourage counseling, and the right counseling too, finding the right
All
person.
right. Yeah.
Because some one counselor may not be good for you, but the next one may be excellent for you. So I totally, yeah, I had counseling for maybe a year and a half or something like that.
Okay.
So I had counseling. It was weekly, then it went bi-weekly, and then it went monthly, and I to the point where I felt much better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally got counseling.
No, that's awesome,
100%.
man. And I totally agree on that too, real quick before we move on is yes, you will go to, to see a counselor, but if it's not the right fit, it's okay to move on to someone else. They don't take that personally. It's,
Right.
you have to connect with that counselor to share and feel comfortable about what you're going through. I've had a few of those where I wasn't, my first session, I wasn't feeling it, and I had to tell them politely, not right then and there, but I would call back and say I'm moving on was, I found somebody else, and they're totally fine with that. They don't take that personally. They don't take
Yep.
it as an insult. They know that if it's the right fit, stick with it. So, and my brother has been through it. We've gone through our counseling sessions with the loss of my mother, and he went and found someone that matched him, and he's been with him for a good while. So, yeah, well
That's
said,
amazing.
man. Yeah, thanks, Marshawn.
That's amazing. I
So,
love it.
oh yeah, man, and just want to say too, from that point of that journey of God opening the doors, and you started to see just Him opening doors after this dark time you went through. Man, like, what was your thoughts like, man? Just knowing that you started to see the light of there's hope, there's some change happening.
Well, when I got back, well, first of all, I cried like a baby. I was so grateful.
Wow, man.
And to be honest with you, I'm still emotional about it.
Oh, I
Um,
bet. Yeah.
because it's still it's a lot more purposeful now, and I'm just grateful because it's honestly been a really big build until up to now.
Hmm.
Um, when I first got back, it was just very eye opening. I was, at the time I had also just started working out, and I started, doing just started getting back in the scope of playing on a somewhat of a regular. At first it was like, okay, I'll have a, few gigs this month, then the next month a few more. And I'd say by the time I got to, a half a year, things were more frequent, maybe, a few, 1 or 2 gigs a week, or maybe I don't gig for a few weeks, but, then the week after that, I have 3 or 4,
Yeah.
like it was just kind of on and off. And by the time I started getting to the end of last year, things just started picking up more consistently until now. Fast forward to the beginning of this year. Since the beginning of this year, things have just been really, really consistent. So, um, it started off as, man, we're back and we're starting to get back warmed up. I had to catch back up with muscle memory, all these different
Oh
things.
yeah.
So I had some challenges with it, but it was encouraging because I'm like, man, you're doing it. Like
Yeah.
you're back. You've been working towards this, and it's like, man, you're here. So
Yeah, that's
just do
right.
it.
That's right.
So
You're still here.
it was extremely refreshing,
Yeah.
and it was very encouraging. And I'm like, okay, if we're here, then we're gonna keep going. And now it's to the point, now I'm playing full time, so which is amazing because at first I'm like, man, I don't, I gotta, you gotta do a lot of networking, and I'm still doing that. That's
Yeah.
a never ending thing. But I'm still going forward and pushing, and we're still on the mission, but it was great when I first got back. It was
Yeah.
amazing. That was so amazing, you
No,
know
that's awesome, man. And I'm happy for you. And I'm glad that, when I would see you next time on the drum set, but when I saw you the first time, I mean, yeah, dude, that's like every time you're on that set, it's like a miracle, just being able to play again, have your health back. Man,
Yes,
what's
sir.
the thing to be behind that? And I'm a musician as well. Like I mentioned to you, I don't that
Yes,
I'm a
sir.
drummer. So man, just
Yeah.
to know that that part of you is back. I mean, I know that feeling of not being able to play for a while. Well, not that I,
Yeah.
not from, I mean, from my instance, it's because I sold my drum set moving up here to Vegas, but it's been
Mm.
a little bit, but still I miss it. And I'm like, I even want to go
Yeah.
to Guitar Center and rent out the room,
Yeah.
their practice room
Yeah.
just to play again, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I went, I think I told you this before, but I kind of got comfortable with not playing, which was probably one of the weirdest things I had ever experienced.
Wow. Yeah.
And and so, you know, you're a person first, right? Like drums is a way to express a part of expressing who I am. It's a gift that's given to me, and it's part of how I express.
Yeah.
And so, there was a while when it that just wasn't being used. And so when I did get back to it, I just felt like, man, like it's almost like there's a part of you that just feels alive again.
That's awesome. Yeah. I
And
know
so
that feeling.
it was very refreshing. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure you know how that is,
Oh yeah, man.
you you know, but it is refreshing
Yeah.
nonetheless when you get back to it.
Yeah, and I want to say real quick, which bands are you part of now? Because are you part of like multiple bands or?
Yeah, so there are two bands that I'm specifically in, like, where I'm the well, let me say it like this. I play for a lot of different people, but I do a lot of subbing for
Oh,
people,
okay.
and
Nice.
I do a lot of uh I do a lot of put-togethers, I guess you could say, right? I get calls for corporate gigs, but
Wow.
they're
Okay.
actually technically actually now there's three technically. So uh there's a band I'm called in called Arcade Bops, which actually we're playing this Sunday at Nowhere Lounge,
Oh, okay.
May 24th from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Uh, Arcade Bops is a band where we play arrangements of video game music, very fun versions of and arrangements of video game music, things like that. I'm in another band called Eli and the Maniacs, that's a lot more soulful R&B, funk, jazz, blues kind of thing.
Wow.
That
Okay.
would do. There's three vocalists in that, and Sherry Evans that's the boss lady and one of the best vocalists in Vegas, as well as Cha Cha and Carolyn. I mean, they're just literally some of the best singers in Vegas. But that's more of a open up kind of thing. We stretch out, but we play a lot of different twisted versions of covers, and then we play a lot of Sherry's originals. And then there's also a band that I just got involved in called High Rollers, which we just actually put out some footage a few weeks ago, where we specifically play corporate gigs, and we play like old style Vegas and things like that. So those are the three things that I'm officially a part of, but I do a lot of
Um,
subbing for a lot of other vocalists. I play a lot with Rita Lim,
oh
and
yeah. Yeah.
which I always love, and Dave Siegel. That's my guy. I love him so much. Um, I do a lot of subbing because I do a lot of subbing for YL, who's one of the best drummers, and he's also from Chicago. Like
Oh wow. Okay.
he's one of the OGs, and he's busy. That's a very busy guy, so I end up subbing for him a lot.
Oh, okay.
And then I play at a lot of different casinos. I sub for my homie's band called Bad Juju. The drummer for that band is busy with other things. I always say he's famous, so I sub for them, and I sub for various different things, and so I end up getting a lot of gigs that way.
Wow,
And
man. That's a
so
lot.
yes, yeah, it's a lot. And also, I play at church too. I sub for people at church, and
Oh, do you?
so
Okay.
I do a lot of subbing, and I'm in just the rotations of a lot of groups of people and calls for certain play lounges, like at Easy's, at Aria, or stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I play with Sky. I play with all these different people, And so I'm just in a rotation of things. That's kind of how things go a lot in Vegas. So
Interesting. All right.
so yeah, so that's, I know that's a lot. I tried to explain it correctly, but it's kind of a lot. So it's,
Well,
it's
I'm
kind
glad
of
you're
hard to
part of a
explain.
lot.
Yeah, I am too. I'm grateful
Yeah.
for it. That's what I prayed for, man. I'm just grateful for the opportunities.
Oh,
So it's a really big testimony from like I said, from where I started April 25th of last year to where we are just a bit over a year from then, uh, to where it's built up to now. So
yeah.
I'm really grateful for that. After this, I have to, go get an oil change and go to rehearsal right after that. So um, I'm just grateful to be busy with, what I do. And I'm just very
That's
grateful
awesome,
for that.
man. Yeah,
Very
and we're
grateful.
truly grateful that your health is back and that you're able to do this because without your health, you can't play. So
Yeah,
to have
exactly.
to
Thank you for
have
that.
yeah, to have your health, that's like, man, that's such a priceless blessing to have. You know what I mean? You can't
Yeah,
never get your health back. So
yeah.
once
I'm,
you
I'm
once you lose it, as in like if you really come down with something that's, incurable, then it's like,
well, I mean, that's the thing. People say your health is your best asset, right?
yeah.
Health and time, you
Oh,
know.
yeah,
So,
and time. That's right. Yeah.
it's so you have to take those things very seriously,
Yeah.
and I definitely do, so,
That's
you know,
awesome, dude. Uh,
yeah.
before we close, how can the viewers find you on social media, follow you, and even if they want to book you?
Well, my Instagram, and honestly, I should make it shorter, but my Instagram is Marshawn Drummer 94. I know that's kind of a lot, but it's Marshawn Drummer 94, and
Okay.
my Facebook is just my name, Marshawn Fondren.
Okay.
Um, and some of you are probably wondering why it says Stephen Fondren and my
Oh,
thing, but see,
yeah.
Stephen is actually my first name, but
Okay.
Marshawn is my middle name, and my family
Ah,
grew up calling me by my middle name
really?
because my
Okay.
my father's name is Steve, so they would just call me by my middle name, which is Marshawn. So
That's interesting. Wow.
um, but they can find me on IG there.
Okay.
And as far as booking, I do have my email actually in my bio, which is marshawn drummer@gmail.com if you want to
Okay.
message me for inquiries and things like that.
Nice, man.
And yeah, so or you can DM me and I will answer. I admit sometimes I don't see the little request thing on Instagram. I'm like, oh no. but
Oh
but
yeah, that's fine.
because it's kind of hard to see sometimes. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's how people can get in contact with me, and yeah, we can go from there, man. I'm really glad you had me, man. Thank you. This was fun, and I wouldn't mind doing this some other time.
Well, of course, dude. Yeah, I mean, you have a story to share, a testimony, and I'm glad that you got to share it. And there's so many people out there that are struggling through something of health, financial, depression.
Yeah,
Who knows what they're going through, and
yeah, man.
and we're the light, man. We're the voice. We're the beacon of hope. You sharing your testimony of something of just saying, keep going, don't give up, find help. I mean, I definitely been putting out some hotline numbers for if you're going through depression, suicide thoughts, if you need prayer, 700 Club, 24/7 prayer line. But yeah, I mean, dude,
Very
thanks,
cool.
thanks. Just to speak with you is a blessing. Just to know that you are still here with us, and that's a blessing itself. So,
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And the same here. I'm grateful, and I'm glad you even had me, man. I really appreciate it. And what you're doing is quite amazing, man. I admire it and I appreciate it.
well, thank you. I appreciate that, man. I mean, yeah, any feedback I get of just, uh, from you and other of the incredible guests I've had, it just means a lot, and I appreciate
Yes, sir.
every bit of
Yes, sir.
feedback always helps, keeps me going.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir. We all need some motivation,
that's
So,
right.
yes, sir.
And
Yes,
guys,
sir.
if you'd like to share your story or your testimony on Rhythm and Roads Las Vegas, my Instagram is Joshua Jacob Official. Feel free to send me a message and love to have you on and share your testimony, your story. Remember, you are a voice, you are a light. Be the beacon of hope for those out there.
Yes, sir.
One episode can change someone's life when they might be at the edge of giving up. And once they see your story, that could be the beacon of hope to keep going. So. Yes, Marshawn, such a blessing, brother, to have you on the show. Thank you again for your time and sharing a bit of your testimony. And guys, this is Joshua Jacob with Rhythm and Roads, Las Vegas. Thank you for watching.